tell you about DJ Vinny Dice.
Oh my god!
The DJ Vinny Dice was a guy who worked several jobs. One of them, he was the cousin of the owner at this local grocery store that I worked at. And so he had the title of closing manager, which meant he came in 3 days a week for an hour and a half each day to close the store.
What a life.
And then he had taken to calling me Schleimy. But, so, like, Sean, let me tell you about, I used to work in a warehouse in Brooklyn, and it was owned by two of those, these are his words, not mine. It was owned by two of those, the super Jews with the girls. Yeah, it was owned by two of those guys.
Super Jews with the girls?
Yeah, super Jews. The hat with the curls on it, as he said. I'm like, Vinny, that's not a hat. They grow those from their head. Like, what? That's crazy. That's not part of the hat?
This guy sounds nuts.
He claimed that one day, it was 1 week my call wasn't working. And, so, I didn't know. Maybe I would have taken the subway, getting a cab. But the Schleimy, he's one of the owners of this warehouse, he comes up to me and he says, and this is the accent Vinny did. All right, this is not my impression of Schleimy, who may or may not exist. So he goes, so Schleimy comes up to me and he says, Vinny, and
I'm not gonna.
I'm eventually angry to let Schleimy drive me home. And so, start driving, and almost immediately, he start driving, turns off the Jew music, starts listening to like fucking disco. Starts unbuttoning the Jew shirt. He's got on like some Burberry shit over there. Takes off his big hat, flips the curls on top of his head, and he puts on like a fucking pimp hat. So I look at him and I go, Schleimy! The Schleimy looks over at me. And he just says one sentence, he goes, Ginny, gij fuck bitches.
Oh, shit, Abraham.